Hey everyone, this is Acid Roots. I wanted to talk with you guys, so got a review for you. And what that is CKY. So I don't have like a huge history about them like I would with Eminem, but I will say that they kind of seem as if they are close to metal with a little bit of punk mixed in. So trying to crack my jaw. Um, so that's I've noticed. I've known them in theory for a while. I used to watch Jackass when I was younger, and I actually do like their movies, and I'm probably going to check one out or a few of them out sooner or later. But I remember Bam Margera and his brother was in a band. So this is the spawning of it. They've actually been around for a while, since the 90s. And really, this was at a time for rock where it felt like things were really kind of sequenced in that decade. Like, I can't think of what was the rock album of 97, what kind of paved the way. I mean, Creed was big around this time, and also, I'm trying to think of who else was someone. There just was a lot of metal and that sort of thing, but yeah, I'm certain that there was lots of it. I just don't know it that well. But these guys kind of went with the punk and alternative scene a little bit, and I like it. You know, it definitely works. I'm starting to really like metal, and that's just something that I wanted to do more. And they have a lot of good songs on here. It's a very short album. It's really only 10 songs, but really they do get the good ones on there. I like 7 out of 9 of the songs on this album. So that should go to show that this is very quality. And if you're looking for more CKY, they actually did a group of videos, just them doing insane stunts and everything like that. And I've seen the first one, and that's how I recognized this music, because it was featured pretty bit. It was featured a lot in that first release. So I've known these songs for a good 13 years now, but I still like them, and I'm glad that I found them and my interest was rekindled. But this is their first album, and there was only one radio hit on this album, and that was 96 Quite Bitter Beans. Now, if you've really been to like a skate park, or if you've been around that sort of environment, just kind of the alternative scene, you've probably heard this song. It's got a real definitive. I guess it just has like some real good guitars in the song, and it's one of their better songs that I've heard from them. It's a hot song. It works. It's catchy the whole way through, and probably should have charted more. But that was really as far as the promotion for this album went. But I do feel like it kind of reached like some success. Just, I mean, it felt kind of like the promotion on this album wasn't as big as it could have been, but they did. Just like so many things, like when I think of rappers that have done the same thing, um, definitely it probably is a widely regarded record. So, can you smoke to this? The answer is yes, you can. The whole idea behind it is not a necessarily calm album, but there's just certain times when you don't want to be calm. But I do feel like Knee Deep, Lost in a Contraption, Sarah's Mask, To All of You, these are some good smoking songs. And yeah, I mean, you just have to understand that probably what you're doing is a little bit more lively things than just sitting on the couch. That's fine. It doesn't mind, but I just can't really figure out where the scenes that these guys had in mind were. So, like, were they intending for these records to be played at just skate parks? Were they intended for them to be played at raves? Were they intended to be played at on boats, at lake shores? Just where were some of the places that they wanted them to be? That's kind of difficult. You just have to come up with that on your own. Concerts definitely, but that's the only thing. The production is handled really well. I think like most of these records on here, they just have a good sound. And the thing is, I like rap, but I do like this record, and I have a tolerance for it. And if you come to my page, you come to my website or channel looking for rap, just understand that this is, you should this is a good starting point to find some rock and metal and things like that you might like. This is definitely a good choice. And yeah, so the Unheard Songs, like I said, I like 7 out of 9 songs on this record. And besides 96 Quite Bitter Beans, I like Disengage the Simulator, The Human Drive, Lost in a Contraption's one of my favorites. Knee Deep is really good. Sarah's Mask is really good. And To All of You is really good. Now keep in mind that To All of You song is actually attached to 2 other songs, which makes it really long. But depending upon where you buy it, you might be able to get a different version. So just understand that. And when I compare this to others, I haven't really listened to anything else by CKY, but I do think that this kind of has like, I want to say cult status, but just more of like a street winner. Just like an underground winner type thing, an urban legend, I guess, something like that. But that's kind of what it reminds me of, and we need more releases like this. I'm going to be searching for them. So yeah, I recommend this record quite a bit, and I'm going to give it a 10, just because 7 out of 9 is really exceptional. Is this album social? I'm going to say it is, just because so many of the records on here happen to, like, it's very, you're supposed to not be at the house when you listen to this. So that's something to keep in mind. But if you're tired of getting wild, this is not your record. I'm just saying, it's a Friday record. It's for late nights, but once you're worn out and you're exhausted, it's not your music. I don't think 9 records is really short to try to cram something else in, but these guys are probably in like their early 20s anyways, so it works. So I like this record quite a bit. You should definitely get situated for it. Can it be topped? Probably. I mean, I hope so. I want to say that it could, but we'll see. Alright, I give this record a 10 and 9.5 social for that reason. Well, I guess I'm gonna give it a 10, just because that's not a complaint for me, just because it's not calm. So double tens. Subscribe for more fun.